How's the connection? Okay. All right, cool. We started. They're saying, yeah, your audio is off. Your audio is off, according to the chat. Yeah. Okay. Sound off, Puerto. What's going on, everybody? Long time no see. uh, I'm gonna move this so I'm looking off screen the whole time. All right. What do we got? Tell us about Belgium. That was awesome. Seriously. Uh, Still kind of in recovery from that, to be honest. I ate so much cheese and drank so much beer. I had to take a break from drinking for a while, so and from brewing for a bit too. So kind of got back on the health game after that. But yeah, I'm excited to get brewing now. So got a couple Belgian beers lined up. Got like I got like 50 pounds of grain from Todd coming in soon, so that should be fun.
I don't know what's going on with this.
Thanks, 77 Dreads Headguard. Thank you very much.
But that's Mike. That's Miguel.
Right.
Going on? We gotta.
Yeah, it's nice to have that set up now.
I think I got you.
So far, it's worked out pretty well.
Think we're good to go. I think we're cooking with grease.
Sound much better now.
Bing, 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 bing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, man. We're cooking with grease. We are back. We're chilling out. Let's do it, man. I'm glad you're here. I know I was fried. We did a little bit too long of a stream last night. We're doing Tuesdays and Wednesdays now, so I was kind of a bad boy. But we're here. I didn't sleep. I was up till 5 in the morning editing, shaving my beard, rage quitting my face, and yeah, dude, beardless in Seattle. But we're here. And this is Apartment Steve, man. I got a link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video. We're going to Asheville in a couple days, huh?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm getting notifications from American Airlines that they're changing my itinerary like every day, though, so it's kind of freaking me out.
What?
They're not. Nothing's actually changed with my flight times, but I just get an email every day now saying that something has changed with your itinerary. We won't tell you until you log into the app, and then nothing's changed. So I don't know. A lot of people got their flights canceled lately, so I'm just kind of freaking out a little bit about that. But
Well,
hopefully we make it there.
I can pick you up. I'm gonna have a car out there.
Oh, word.
Yeah, when you coming in?
So I should get there around
5 o'clock Friday.
Friday. Yep.
Okay, so I'll be there a couple hours. I mean, my Airbnb is at 3 o'clock. I could be there whenever, but I can pick you up. Now Heather's saying no sound.
I think they're saying I'm kind of quiet.
Okay, let me go to audio output capture. It might be coming through mine. Let me go to audio output capture really fast. Let's go to, and we'll pull this up, and let's go. I don't know why this ain't working.
I think you probably saw it, but I finally got your t-shirt designs up there, and no copyright issues this time.
I want to promote those.
Captain America one, so that was good.
Bing, bing, bing.
I was worried about that.
Okay, so audio, Steve's is coming in through. Yeah, something's going on. Last time I tried to do it this way, so I should know this pretty microphone now. Line Elgato. Why is that showing up? So let me go ahead and audio input capture is good, but when you talk, it's coming through audio input capture. It should be audio output capture. So let's go to that, and it says speakers. Now we're good.
All right.
We should be good.
Does that sound any better?
Are we good? It finally showed up.
Keep talking.
I think we're okay.
Hopefully it works out pretty well.
I think we're okay, man. No, you're on a good YouTube content spree right now. I've watched the last 3 of your videos, and are you getting any love?
Thanks. I actually very unexpectedly got a huge bump in views from the basement builds, which ironically was a video that I think of all the videos I've ever made, that was the one that I put the least effort into.
That's how
I shot it on my
man.
cell phone. I didn't cut it. I didn't do any sort of editing to it, and it just went off. And I mean, it was like, I didn't even put lights out. So I don't know,
dude. Content is content.
I'm not mad.
Don't be mad. And my last 3 videos have all been iPhone, man. So it takes one to know one, Barrage.
Dude, the new iPhone is really good.
With the wide
angle? I know a lot of people who are shooting professionally on that. Yeah.
I think that's all I'm bringing to Asheville. And I don't even know what I'm going to shoot. Do you have a video lined up? Or are you just going
to... Not really. I mean, I was kind of hoping I'd come up with something a little bit more interesting than just kind of like, hey, I'm at Clawhammer and we're doing stuff,
That's what
I'm sure people will like that if I do, just kind of casual thing. But yeah, I don't really know. I'll try to make it more brewing oriented than like just hanging out, but we'll see. I'm going to bring my camera and stuff and we'll kind of work from there.
Cool, man.
Just kind of shoot from the hip, see what happens. That's what I did with Belgium and it worked out. So
that was a great video, man. I watched that all the way through and
Thanks.
through, all the way to the slideshow at the end. It was cool. It was cool talking about how cheap and affordable beer is out there. It's different. It's everywhere. And I want to go, watching people.
Yeah, it was very cool.
If it makes me want to go, it was a damn good video, man. And really quick, I want to give a couple shout outs to the people who were on here last night. We had Alias. Do you follow him on Instagram? He got some love from the chat.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he got like 150 Instagram followers. So thank you to everybody on that, man. Much love. And then it was good to see 8-Man Brewing come in here last night. Zach Pearson, he's in the chat. He's got a killer microphone, and it kind of messed with my head because now I want to buy it. I think it's like $400. It's one of the Joe Rogan ones. And then,
no way.
Yeah, and then Noam, man. Good times with Noam. And really quick, I want to give a shout out
Noam's
to
always awesome.
Noam's the man. Thank you, Sid, for subscribing. Alias has tipped 420. Happy 420, folks. Ron Barnes, much love. Thank you for the super chat. T-Man, that's Tito Arista. Trev Who, Rob Barnes again. Brian L., Alias, and Garrett Hunt. Garrett Hunt has tipped and says, I want you to try the Garrett Hunt IPA. You got to talk to Just Brewing about that. Just Brewing's got new content out. Thank you to everybody, man. Yeah, it's in my QA right now. And we've got Theron right now promoting the Apartment Brewers' new merch store.
Thanks, my
dude.
dude.
Click on that. Yeah. Maybe we get a couple T-shirt conversions tonight.
Well, we'll see if people like them.
I'll buy one. Well, you'll get your first one from me, but let's get this going a little bit, man. I'm excited for Asheville. I just wish I had a better game plan. But
I think we'll figure something out once we start, drinking IPAs.
Yeah, I rage quit my beard.
Let's come up with something.
I was gonna kind of make a joke about like me and you, like how to grow a beard or something, because I thought you would have baby face at the time because you're clean cut, and then I had the bum beard, and I was kind of ripping off that. But I was picking out gray hairs in my beard last night, and I just was like, and I cut a little bit too much down here, and then it was off, and I was like, I'm just getting rid of this thing, man. So Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, it was too hot.
Come back.
It was too hot. Yeah. What's on the YouTube brew horizon in the Rhode Island world? I'm sorry.
So
I get you and Noam confused.
Oh, you're good. I don't mind. So I'm actually drinking something right now that's going to be on in a couple weeks. I'm doing my Kvike beers soon. So I did a Voss Azaka Smash.
There you go.
With Golden Promise.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you've done like a full smash beer with Golden Promise, but it is awesome.
Okay.
I kind of forgot how good that malt was, and so this is like a kind of a mango bomb. It's really good. And then I did an English pale ale that I tried to make. Like some stuff went wrong with it. and it ended up being really disgusting actually. So that'll be
Uh
on the channel next week.
oh.
Kind of just like want to do a little bit of a spin off of the normal thing, just kind of show you, hey, this is what happened, this is why it went wrong, and hopefully
Yeah.
people can kind of learn from that, you know. Um, so that's coming up, and then I'm going to start brewing a bunch of Belgian beers. So it should be fun.
I'm gonna do a Belgian
Gotta,
beer, and if you want to collab, I'm gonna try to. I still don't have a
oh
keezer.
yeah.
Yeah, after Asheville, you're taking off Sunday or Monday.
I'll be heading out on Sunday afternoon.
Okay, same with me. So as soon as I come back, I'm gonna pull the trigger on a chest freezer, and I'm gonna brew the following weekend with a buddy.
There you go.
So I'm gonna be back, man. Homebrew for life will be back. We won't be poser for life, fake homebrewer anymore. But I haven't homebrewed in a couple months now.
Yeah, that was kind of the way it was for me until a couple weeks ago. So
Yep.
well, hey, it's nice when you do it again. You just kind of like you get it back to you, and just kind of feels good, you know.
Mm-hmm. And
And
I've
then you
got
forget to pitch your yeast.
and you forget to pitch your yeast. Yeah. I'm gonna try to brew without a wort chiller or plate chiller, and I'm just gonna do it in the sink and fill up the sink and do just
There you
ice
go.
bath around it, then stir it up the old extract ways. But it'll grow. It'll grow. The bummer about me moving out here is I didn't buy a house. I'm renting, so it's like, how much do I really want to get involved with like building a shed or putting a 7-foot chest freezer in here? I kind of want to do everything as remotely as I can. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, buying a wort chiller is not going
Yeah,
to
renting stuff.
break the bank, but it's like, then I got to buy a hose, I got to buy another cooler, I got to buy a pre-chiller. But it'll
Oh,
happen.
how cold is the water there though? Is it getting warm now?
So far, aside from a little bit of insects that hang out of my door, Knoxville is the exact same as San Diego.
Okay, yeah, so pretty
It's
hot.
not. It's just 71 degrees today. It's weird. It'll be
Not bad.
freezing
Okay.
outside and then warm in my house without the heater on, and vice versa. Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, I mean, I was wondering if it was colder there. I mean, I know you guys are sort of near the mountains ish,
Yeah.
but
Smokey's about 45 minutes away.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
'Cause I wondered if that would make your groundwater colder and therefore make you chill faster, but I don't know.
yeah, and again, like I turned on the side hose once. It was kind of a nightmare, and it just sprayed like not a projectile pour. It kind of hit every direction. Hopefully, putting a hose on that will straighten it out. But like, I'm still pretty brand new to the house, let alone I thought about building a shed when I got here, like a really just cheap shed, just level everything out and just put no like footers or anything, or no digging.
Can you get like one of those pre-built things from like a shed company? I don't. I see those every so often.
Yeah, my house is
Like the
weird.
thing you'd put a lawnmower in, you know?
Yeah, for sure. My house is really weird, man. We got Chris Radiation in the house, man. Much love you, Braj. He was on a couple weekends ago, but I'm just gonna wait. I'll buy a house next year, and then I'm just gonna go for blood. Like, I'm gonna buy a house with a 2-car garage. One of the half's gonna be work on the truck. The other half will just be full on brew house, and that will be homebrew for life. That'll be
Okay.
homebrew for life for at least a couple of years, unless something really bad happens to me, like I get sober or I don't know,
God forbid.
something stupid like that. Yeah. What up, Beer Quaz Nation? What up? We got 26 people here. We got this is the Apartment Brewer. What up, Bold as Brass Homebrewing, and I want to give a shout out to anybody who watched my Homebrew for Life video today. It's kicking ass. It's number 2 of all the videos, and I needed that because
Nice. It's always a confidence boost.
it is.
I'll check it out tomorrow morning.
Yeah, much appreciated. And we've talked about this. Having a video that bombs can put you in a funk. Number 2 right there, Steve. Can you see that? How do you?
Give me like 10 seconds.
Yeah. What do you consider a bomb? Anything out of the top 5?
I kind of like. It depends on how much I actually cared about making the video. Like,
How passionate?
I'm
you
not
are?
gonna lie. Some of those things, some of the videos, like especially the product review things, like I just don't really care all that much more than I do versus like the brewing videos and especially like the Belgian videos. So, like if a video,
Oh, there's
that
a
I
video.
put a
Chris
ton of work
Vodka.
into, like the Belgian video, does badly, then I get kind of bad. Like I kind of feel bad about it. But like if I talk for 10 minutes about a fermenter and it doesn't do great, then I'm not mad.
Right.
I think the one that did the worst lately was that the Easy Dense thing that I did. It was company asked me to do that one, and it's just overpriced, and there's no getting around that, So, which I said in the video, I try to be honest with that stuff, but I just don't
You
think anybody wanted to watch it because it's just not interesting. Which I don't blame them. I don't think I would have clicked on it.
Well, it's an honest review. Review videos are content. We talked about this last week. It's filler content. I've talked
Yeah,
to
exactly. Yeah, I was just like, I'm trying to get through the weeks until I can get my granite glass back out, and get in the roll
Thanks,
again.
Chris. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video for Anvil. Matt hit me up. They're putting out their plastic.
Hmm.
They're doing with the all rounder with the post on it to ferment, transfer under pressure, and stuff like that. And I'll make the video for that. I'll make the video for
Yeah,
that. It's gonna
I
be
think that would be good for you guys. Yeah.
it's gonna be affordable.
They asked me about it too, and I was just
Yeah.
like, I got no space for more fermenters, and I'm done with review videos.
I need spigots.
Yeah.
Todd from Northern Brewers sent me a huge package, but he sent me buckets. He knows I love buckets because when I'm putting out grain to glass videos, I try just to do Kveik yeast and just, because I want to get the content out. So I don't really stress having a $5,000 R2D2 Flex Plus 25000 fermenter. No offense to anybody, but I just want to use a plastic food grade bucket and just turn around beer as fast as possible. But I don't have any spigots right now. You brought up a good point in your last video. You were talking about sanitizing the spigot because not a lot of people do that, and I don't do that.
Yeah.
Because you can't run, boiling water through a plastic bucket. But it's good just to clean those from time to time and just run hot PBW, just hot water through it and just turn it on, open it up.
Yeah, I that's exactly why I like the stainless more. It's so easy to sanitize for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have my plastic bucket fermenters, but I never put a ball valve in the bottom of them before. And honestly now I just kind of use them for sanitizer buckets or like spill buckets and stuff like that.
That's a good video.
But thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I like that.
It was an honestly one of my favorite pieces of equipment. It's just I use it way more than the spike, and it's just easier to use in general and way less of a hassle. Unless I'm brewing a hazy IPA or something like that,
And you were fair when you were talking because I don't know if they call it conical or they advertise on it, but it's really not. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's got
a dish.
It's not perfectly horizontal, but it's not like a cone, like an ice cream cone. And you made a good point about that.
Yeah, but it's good enough to get that trube in there and to kind of pick up off the top of it. So
yeah.
But yeah, not a conical.
Yeah.
That's why they have the crucible, I guess, which looks pretty interesting, but I don't think I'm going to spring for it just yet.
I gave that one away.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I don't care about reusing yeast as a homebrewer. I love using.
You got to remember to do it because if you miss the window, it gets gross. And
dude, I haven't done it in 5
and then you
years.
forget about it, leave it in the fridge for a year and a half, and you're like, "What is this moldy mess?" Oh crap! That's why you So,
have you ever had anything blow up? Bottles or yeast?
Bottles, no. I have had fermenter blowouts before though, just because of super active yeast in a overfilling the fermenter or something like that.
It was,
but never had it end up on the ceiling or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
No.
Yeah, that was kind of that was a college thing. We used to brew in college a couple times, and then we'd put it we'd bottle condition in the hallway closet, and then it would throughout the night you would just hear little pops. It doesn't explode like a bomb or Hollywood. It just pops out to the bottom, and it's like, all right, do you guys want to drink some beer? It's like, yeah. Who's ever the brave enough roommate to go in there and pull it out,
filter out all the glass?
Yeah, the way that John Palmer's books or whatever you read on the internet from 10 years ago, I think that I don't know. Maybe it can go off like a bomb. I don't want to.
I've seen videos where people intentionally overpressurize the glass bottle. They heated something up to make it steam on the inside and get too much pressure in there.
Okay.
And it exploded with some authority.
Yeah.
I would not have wanted to have that in my hand if that went off. That would seriously mess some stuff up.
I know a buddy that had he was reusing yeast. He was harvesting yeast. And he didn't put a ball lock on it or a little. He just tied it off airtight, and they were blown up in his refrigerator. So
that can happen.
Yeah, Zach.
What I like to do is just quarter turn the top of a mason jar lid, basically, so I can have a little bit of a pressure relief.
Sure. Zach wants to know, Zach Nogasek, what is the major benefit to a conical? Well, there's two. I'll let Steve, you can go for it. You actually have a conical fermenter.
Yeah, sure. So I think the main benefit is if you want to reuse your yeast, you can collect it in that cone-shaped bottom. It flocculates out faster, and then usually there's that dump valve on the bottom where you can dump the trub out, which will settle out before the yeast, and that sometimes can lead to bad flavors in your beer if you let it sit in there too long. Not really a big concern most of the time, but if you're talking like 4 weeks maybe. But then you can take the yeast out as well, and you can reuse that yeast later and repitch it into another batch and make a starter with it, or just propagate it along, which will save you money down the road eventually if you do it like 3 or 4 times. But also, like, conicals have nowadays like a whole bunch of accessories and stuff that you can throw on them to look cool and fancy. Like, I don't know, I have a sight glass on mine, which is just nice because you can see how the fermentation's going. You can see the color of the beer. I have like a temperature probe that goes all the way into the fermenter, stuff like that. Like, you can take samples without opening the fermenter, and that's all nice and good. So that's kind of the main benefits of it, but it does come with extra points of complexity and extra
dollar signs
stuff you got to clean.
And extra,
yeah, I mean, like, especially like mine, where it
ching,
starts out at
ching.
$500, but like with all of the accessories, it goes all the way up to like $1,500 if you really want to push it. You get nickel and dime for these companies sometimes. If I could go back and do it again, I maybe would get the base one, maybe, but it strongly would go towards something like a little bit less complicated. It's fun and it's convenient for the fermentation. Like, trust me, like from brewing to bottling or kegging, it's so easy and nice, but cleaning is a pain in the butt.
Cleaning's huge. Cleaning will filter a lot of people out from homebrewing. Cleaning and bottling.
Yeah.
Cleaning. I have a fever. Yeah. if every fermenter you've ever had, money wasn't an option, what do you vouch for the hardest?
That's a good question. If money wasn't an option overall,
money ain't a thing.
Of the ones that I've owned, or like of the ones that I would like want and have looked at.
Hey, we got a super chat from Alias. Alias is here. Steve, we were just talking about, and vice versa.
Nice.
Alias, we were just talking about you, man. Thanks for coming on last night, Braj. We got to get, what did Alias type? 420, Braj. Steve can't celebrate it. Nobody can celebrate it. Nobody celebrates 420 anymore. Happy 420, guys. Can't stay on tonight, but have a good one. I hope I can be on one day with the big dog apartment Steve. Shout out to Alias, man.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad everyone's back. Ollie was talking about, we were calling him Alias because I'm a gringo white person. And I was reading his name at face value, but it's Alias, Ollie Oxenfree. But it's good to see a lot of people brew tubing again because a lot of people took some time off, short circuited.
Yeah.
Pros with Peter, portly gentleman. Larry's kind of hit or miss.
Everyone's moving.
Everyone's
moved. I moved. The brew show moved. Like,
Broad Show moved. He's back.
Even Todd at Northern Brewers, they had to like shut down, or not shut down. They had to slow down stuff for a little while. I just got an email from him.
Oh, no way. I got to keep in touch with
they
that.
were working through some new systems or something. But I don't want to speak for him. But
no, I
they
hear
had
you.
to slow down for a bit.
I hear you. But it's good, man. Steve and Barbecue are my heroes. Hell yeah, me too.
Thanks, man.
James Andrade, happy 420. Yeah, here's the thing. Once I get my system, I need a CO2 tank and I need a chest freezer. And once I get that, I'm going to do a grain to glass video once a month. And I want to do collabs. I want to do 12 collabs this year, starting whenever I start the grain to glass. Obviously not, from January. By the time I do this, it'll probably be like June. Let's do a collab, or let's do
100%.
You send me your favorite recipe and I'll send you a favorite recipe. And I was going to ask you about this. If this was going to be a hack idea for a YouTube video, would you make a video, and I'm kind of talking to myself right now, about your top 5 homebrew recipes? Or the
that's interesting. I mean, I kind of don't want to toot my horn too much. But it'd be kind of cool.
What just came out the best? Maybe it was an experimental thing, or you can flip the script. Top 5 best and 5 worst. 5 scrappers.
Yeah, I mean, I did something similar to that, like at the end of the year last year.
Yeah,
I could do something like that again. I'm submitting a couple beers to the NHC to this year. So if they come back with good scores, I'll put those on the top of the list.
Do it, man. Are you going to go to
So,
BrashCon or HomebrewCon in PA?
homebrew, I don't know. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head. Maybe.
Who's this?
Might be a lot
DeCastro.
of travel for this year, but we'll see.
Yeah, who's saying that?
I got a
No.
lot going on this year. Seriously.
How's everything going, man? Because I know you've got three. You've got the YouTube channel. You're in the service, and you're an engineer, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So you got
Yeah, I mean it's a lot right now. So
busy man, dude. Makes me proud. Steve's making me
I
proud,
appreciate it.
man.
I fit it in where I can, So
Thanks,
I
Theron.
do a little bit of work. I really just maximize my weekends as much as possible to work on the channel when I can. But some of those weekends are taken up with other obligations and
Absolutely.
work. So it works out though. I got a very supportive fiance, and
There you
so
go.
a lot
There you
is
go.
she's very useful to support me there. So it's helpful.
Did you miss the old apartment?
A little bit. It's
A little
I'd say it's
nostalgia in
definitely an
there.
upgrade coming down to the basement area. I got more space.
I'm with.
But I am definitely struggling with the identity shift there. Since I know that, like there's gonna be a lot of people that watch my channel for the first time and be like, what the hell? This isn't an apartment.
Basement brewer. Basement brewer.
Yeah.
Basement brewer. Yeah. Hey, CH, I say that 35
We'll see.
North and Farragut is hiring for a beer tender. Good looking out, Zach. Much appreciated, man. The Bucket Files. Thank you, Zach. Cheers, you, Braj. We've got Jorge in the waiting room. Can we pull in Jorge down in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and add him to this and go get another beer. He's DeCastro.
I agree with
Funk.
Christopher. We should definitely
Littering and Here.
Neil Spear should have kept the apartment to brew, and actually that was kind of the situation over the last like 3 or 4 months. I was
Seems-
traveling to brew and edit for most of it, and then just coming back down here for the rest of life.
I need an iMac really bad.
An iMac.
Oh, look at this guy. Hold on, let me get a picture of this. I want to send it to Trev Hill. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, we had him and we
I
lost
saved
it.
it. I got him. I
Dude.
got all of the beers that you sent me, and I haven't had any of them yet. So I'm
You are the
kind of working through
man.
them here.
There's Jorge.
Oh, hey, what's up?
We're hanging, man.
Hello.
Good to see you. Sounding
your pictures?
good.
Hear me?
Yes. Yeah, it sounds
All
good,
right, cool.
man.
Awesome.
Hey, let me get a picture of that really fast. Let me send this to Trevor. 1 second. Let me put
Here,
this
let me
in.
get the label in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Steve, man. What's up?
How's it going, Jorge? How you doing?
Going good, man. A little under the weather, but
I think we
Oh,
all
yeah.
are.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, guys. I'm
Yeah,
going to
I'm
go get a
getting
beer.
Time of year.
Right back. Good to
Getting
see you,
my
Jorge.
allergies.
Sorry, I'm being rude. How are you, my
Good to see you
barrage?
too, man.
All right, good. I'm good.
I'm great, man.
Yeah, you can delete my old number, the flip phone. I'm going to deactivate that thing tomorrow. I don't check it that often, but you got my new number now, and we're good to go.
I already updated
My
the
man.
number. So,
All righty. Be right back.
all right.
Wow, this is
What you got there,
really nice.
Steve?
I'm drinking the Southo Vienna Lager. So this is Trevu's Vienna Lager.
Uh-huh.
I've neck.
That's
That's the first time trying this.
It looks dark, like pretty dark for Vienna.
That's my liking.
maybe-
That's my lighting
yeah.
right now.
Okay.
It's definitely not that dark. Let me pull up my phone here. So it's like definitely like a medium.
Oh, there you
amber.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a little darker Maybach or something like that.
Wow. That's awesome.
What's
Wow.
the ABV on that?
I think we're looking at 4.9.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
there's a little yeast at the bottom of the can. Actually, that it was crystal clear a second ago.
Is that a crowler or like a from
16
from
ounce.
a canning line?
No,
Okay,
16 ounce
so it's
can.
from a canning line. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
No, that's really good. Nice, kind of like a caramely character in there. Good, like
Mhm.
German yeast character too.
Yeah, I have a friend who
Little
has
banana.
this small brewery in southern Puerto Rico here, and he brews a lot of German styles, and he used to brew a lot more, and now he's doing all the IPAs and all that. But he used to do like his first beer was like a Hefeweizen, but after that he's been making all these German style lagers and helles and all that. And he cans one of his beers in Florida. There's this brewery in Florida, it's big contract place in Florida. I don't even remember. Brew Hub. Yes, I just did remember Brew Hub, and he
That's
makes
awesome.
100 barrels of that. Yeah, for like every month or so. So sells it
Good for
only in
him.
Puerto Rico. It's a very good beer too, and Puerto Rico is like light lager, like just like everywhere else. It's just that's
Modelo.
what's popular here, and
Yeah.
Modelo, Medalla, and
Yeah.
all the other stuff that comes from everywhere else, like Heineken, and like the usual.
The
It's
hot
just like
weather
everywhere
beer.
else. Yeah, it's very hot right now. It's probably around 82, 83.
Chris
So
Radiation, man.
what's that?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a
It's
super
like
chat from
40 degrees
sorry.
and windy here.
Let me get electrocuted.
Oh, Chris Ratty, super chat. Yeah.
Chris Radiation in
Nice.
the house, man. Much love, Chris Radiation. Thank you, you braj.
Cheers, Chris.
Chris is the goddamn man. How many how you digging that beer over there from South O?
Dude, it's really good.
Good.
It's not
Yeah, we
too
were just
sweet.
commenting on that.
It's a good, well-balanced Vienna lager. It's like I get a lot of these that are really caramely, that are like
you sent me
sweet,
one.
already caramely, but this is like nice, toasty, slightly caramely.
Good.
Dry?
Good yeast character too. Like it's got a little bit of like a twang to it. So
Good.
big fan of that. That's very good.
I'm
Is it
stoked.
pretty dry or is it more malty?
It's definitely maltier.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla
Oh yeah,
lagers are like diet brown ale.
what I
It's
was
got like a little bit of it's I think it's yeast. I can't tell if it's yeast or hops right now. It's a little tart.
Shout out to Brian.
Um,
Short circuit.
on the
I know
back.
you're out there somewhere.
somewhere in the cloud.
No, he got a new job. He's busy. He's doing good.
Oh really?
Yeah, Portly Gentleman moved too. He had
Oh wow.
he had such a gnarly setup. He probably had the gnarliest homebrew setup of anybody, So
He had the brew tools. Yeah, that stuff's expensive, but holy crap, it looks amazing.
it looks amazing. He had it looked like a Vice City Scarface titty bar back there. He had the neon lights and he had 3 different camera angles going. Don Johnson would be proud, dude.
It was like the brew tools guy. Like if you were
Right.
interested in buying that system, you had to watch his channel. You had to watch every single video that he ever made because that was all he did, and he knew what he was talking about.
And I
He's
never
a primary resource.
I never knew what was going on. I mean, I understand his system with the mash and the strike and all that stuff, but I've never. I don't even know what Brew Tools is. It was the Australian company or something, right? It was kind of one of the
They're
smaller ones
Norwegian.
overseas. Yeah.
Yeah, they're Norwegian, and they're like high end. Like their 5-gallon system is like $3,000, I think. Or I don't know, maybe it's like $2,000, but it's definitely
That's
a lot.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot
But
of money.
they built a name for themselves by like kind of doing some different stuff. Like they had like a center drain port, kind of like the new Brazilla has.
Mhm.
And you could clean in place without moving your system. You could hook
CIP.
up any different configuration of valves that you needed to. You'd never have to unhook anything during your brew day. You just turn a valve and
Yeah.
you can go to your fermenter, or you can recirculate, or you can whirlpool, or choose what you want to do, really. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty jealous of that sort of feature. But it's cash money.
CIP, man, that's that commercial brewing vibe. Clean in place. But
Yeah.
I hope he can come. I hope he gets back. Moving sucks as is, and then to kind of reestablish what he had. I think he was living in L.A., where he's to have the same kind of vibe now, where he's up in Santa Rosa. Is like, take your time, and the good thing about YouTube is that it's always there. I've taken more hiatuses off than I could count, probably more than anybody. So it'd be cool to see Bradley back.
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't-
pick up again.
Yeah, I don't. I think I follow him. I think I got him on Facebook and Instagram. Maybe he's just doing his own thing, man. But we wish you well, and take your time, and hopefully, if you are brewing again one day, you're filming it and putting it on the internet for people to enjoy and learn. So. But yeah, we got Hackett.
You look like a 25-year-old man.
I know.
You look so different.
Somebody told me this morning. My friend was cracking me up. He told me I looked like I was a guy or a lesbian trying to transition into a man, and I was laughing my ass off. We can say that, right? Yeah. I was going
Yeah.
through like my
Yeah, we can.
At least he didn't clean shave the entire thing. That would have been so awkward.
It's weird when you shave, you kind of look younger, but you kind of look uglier. Like my double chin is on a good one now. My teeth look yellower. But I do this every couple of years. Vote for Pedro, man. I don't know. I got hot, so I just felt like
it's good for the skin or whatever.
Yeah, and I was looking at my beard. It was kind of getting a little bit too ratty, but all right, we got a fan in the house watching it on her television. What up, Lynn Schaefer? I was just due, and it was getting straggly. I'm pushing 40. I've got the Gandalf sticks coming through, and it's just time to mix it up a little bit. I had just too much like Wolverine coming in on the sides. The grays come in like that, and you still got the darker
it's
stuff
knowledge.
down here. Yeah,
you're bringing knowledge to the game.
Yeah, so I know.
Wisdom.
But I did lose about 10 pounds, man. That thing was like the Kimbo Slice thing. It was adding up. Yeah, when you have a beard, you've got to clean up your bathroom so much more. You're burning through so much more napkins. There's maintenance. You've got to comb it. It's 2 more things to comb now. You got to, you got to brush it down every morning, and it's just mixing it up. It's just mixing it up. We're coming into summer. It's gonna be a little bit warmer, and it'll be back before anybody can notice.
The chat thinks that
it's not gonna come back for like 2 years.
But you're gonna like go bald all of a sudden, and you're like, shit.
I'm just gonna shave everything off. It's gonna be like that one clip from Jackass and Steve-O, and they just shave everything off, and he looks like a human Q-tip. But just to mix it up a little bit. Beardless in Seattle. That's what I'm calling myself.
There we go.
Time to shave my head.
Yeah. I hate being clean shaven.
I could do a haircut. I could do a haircut, but I cannot rock the bald head like Jorge. I got a lot of friends that do it and they get away with it. I look like an alien. I tried it once. I do not pull that look off. Not at all. I look whack as shit. Ryan Michaels, hey-o, didn't have a beer last night, but definitely have one tonight. I had too many beers last night. I had 8 beers last night, and we're not going to drink 8
That's a number.
Yeah, we were having a good time last night. Yeah, it was Ollie Oz's first time on.
Did that stream get set to private, or am I still going to go watch it?
No. I mean, do you really want to watch a 4-hour stream? We're talking about like Val Kilmer's best movies. You want to
some of it.
Madmartigan and Top Gun and Tombstone.
That was good.
We were talking about
Tombstone is good.
We were talking about how
Heat.
Ollie Oz was letting us know that Moonshine created NASCAR. Did you know that one, Steve?
Moonshine created NASCAR?
It takes a couple seconds to register, but do the math.
I mean, I don't know too much about either, so it's going to be a lot of math.
Well, it's vouched for it. I looked it up, but I mean, I don't know if it 100% created NASCAR, but it definitely influenced it. Back in the 20s, everybody was bootlegging and making money, but there was no radio. So if you got out of the cops' vision, you pretty much got away. I mean, that was kind of it. So they were pushing cars to, higher and higher and higher performance. And Ollie Oz brought that up last night, and it was
that's
something
pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, hey, we have to get away from cops. What do? We have to make faster, stronger, more durable cars.
Are you going to clip that and turn it into a little video?
You better believe that. You better believe that.
History of NASCAR.
That's pretty cool.
Well, we were talking about just moonshine because me and Lynn were at a brewery last Saturday, and everyone's so trigger happy to say moonshine, but nobody knows what it is. And it's really just an illegal distilled alcohol to sell. That's it. That's what moonshine is. It doesn't matter if it's grain, potato, strawberry, pineapple. It does not matter at all about the sugar. But everybody thinks moonshine is like this 100%, 200 proof corn or grain alcohol. It's not. And then, it's just from the power of the chat and then the guest who was on, it just spiraled into NASCAR. And then Val Kilmer.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then Madmartigan. Yeah.
Natural.
So, Steve, do you have any itinerary for Friday night?
No, my plan is just to get there and meet up with people and just kind of see where things go. I think we're probably going to end up going out in the town.
We're gonna go.
I think you kind of know where everything is, so I'll just
It's
follow your lead on that one.
It's small. It's smaller than Knoxville, and Knoxville's small. Well, there's West Asheville, and there's downtown Asheville, but West Asheville's very, very, very small. No, we're gonna go to Hayward Commons, unless Kyle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Bloody loves you, Steve. What are you drinking? He just showcased it. Unless anybody has another spot to recommend. I mean, there's a ton, but this is where we went last.
You guys are gonna meet in Asheville?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
So we're meeting with Clawhammer Supply and doing a collab video, 3 of us. So
Yep.
Awesome!
Should be fun. Yeah,
It's always
That's
fun.
gonna be really cool.
I think Kyle and Ross aren't necessarily going to be there though, so it might just be us and Emmett, which that'd be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
I've been in touch with Emmett because we just got one of their 20-gallon systems for the brewery
I was
as
gonna talk about
a
that.
very small pilot. Yeah, and I've been in touch with. He's super nice, and
He's awesome.
he always answers back very quickly and all that. Always, if he takes a little while, he apologizes and everything. He's like always really nice. And we've
It's
had
just
a really good.
few of them that run that whole business too. I mean, that's got to be a lot.
I can't wait.
Calls.
I can't wait to have it and test it out because I know it's gonna be awesome. We got a Spike, one of those C10. I think it's the C10. We got one of those too for that system. So we're gonna have a little pilot like system that we can actually sell that beer at the tap room.
Hell yeah, you are.
Very special, very small, like very special releases with that.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Sent that.
I'm
I'm stoked.
stoked.
All 3 of us in here rock Clawhammer Supply system. I don't have the full system, but I've got the boil kettle. I sent that picture to Trevor and Maury. They're stoked. I'm in a group text with both those guys. Hell yeah. Nice.
Tell them to send me more.
Yeah. More. Trevor's a busy dude, but if I really ask him, he will do it. He's not gonna like doing it, but he's gonna do it.
No, it's
He's
too
gonna
much
go
for
ahead
him.
and do it. No, but he did.
I'll can some of my better stuff and send it back his way as a thank you. So I'll trade it off.
Yeah, or we could go out there. I know you're a busy guy, but I'm going to go to San Diego in probably June or July. And when we first started Homebrew for Life, we were filming at one of our regulars' house. We met this guy, sweet old man named Greg from Booze Brothers, where me and Maury both worked. And he had a really good kitchen with an island and had a ton of space. And I've talked to him last week.
I know who this guy is.
What's up? He looks like Beetlejuice.
He's in your NBC montage.
Yeah, he looks like Beetlejuice and Ron Jeremy had a kid. Yeah. Long, Beetlejuice-looking hair, porno mustache, sweetest guy you could ever imagine. Nicest dude on planet Earth. And he said we can use his kitchen. I could sleep at his house for whatever, and I'm gonna fully overstay my welcome, and we're gonna do that. So if anybody wants to come out, San Diego, and make some shitty cooking videos and put them on Homebrew for Life, you're welcome.
You're getting kicked out this time.
What's up?
You're getting kicked out this time instead of leaving on your own.
Yeah.
They're just going to kick you out. San Diego's just going to kick you out.
We're going to get kicked out for making too many shitty sous vide videos. We're going to get kicked out off YouTube. too many crockpot.
Hey, I love those, man. I love those videos. I love those cooking videos.
Thank you, all right. Thank you.
No, they are.
The video for the connoisseurs.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm looking for a lady. I'm looking for anybody right now that wants to kind of host because, you know how it is, Steve. Just kind of getting. I mean, you have always done every video by yourself.
Yes.
You're in every single Apartment Steve video, correct?
Yeah. I've the only time I think I had anybody else film anything for me was the Belgian video. I just handed off my cell phone to my fiance to film me taking this beer and drinking it and pouring it and whatever.
Later, Chris. Do you ever think about getting somebody to host or co-host or get co-involved in any which way to kind of preserve your sanity?
I've never tried that really. I mean, I'm just so used to doing things the way that I've done it that I don't really know what I would do because I don't really like direct my videos. I don't like want a specific shot or anything other than just like I just take a whole bunch of shots and I take the best one out of those. Kind of take a shotgun approach to it. And otherwise, a lot of talking. So like I don't know how much. Maybe during the brew day there would be some advantage to having somebody else film me, but for the most part, I just try to do it all myself. It's just easier.
No, it is. It is easier. It's actually you think it's getting more people to film and stuff like that. It actually makes it more chaotic.
That being said, I have like done brew days with other people around, like a couple friends would come over and brew with me, and I'll just film as I go, really.
Yeah.
So I suppose I could have them film me, but at the same time, I don't know if I like trust them to just be like getting the right shots.
Yeah, I've gone through more headaches than you could possibly imagine. And do you let the camera fly, or are you kind of like kill it? Only like my rule from Homebrew for Life is like if you come over and film, you get 10 gigabytes max. That's it. I don't want 4K. I don't care at all about 60 frames per second. You're not going to hand me a file that's got 150 gigabytes on it. I'm not even going to look at it. But Clawhammer, they have like 500 gigabytes or three. They film all the cameras are rolling nonstop, and it gives me so much full-time
editors.
It gives me so much anxiety. I know. I'm just like, no one said anything. Turn the camera off. You have to go back and look at that. Fuck.
Somebody's got to watch all that footage and pick out the good parts. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I would go insane.
And he does a great job. He does a phenomenal job with it. Like
because they delegate, that's the important part. They know how to delegate, and they have people that can actually do the work. It's just doing all that stuff on your own. It's just not.
It's too much. Yeah,
it's tedious.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's too tedious.
I mean, I'll shoot on my worst days where I can't get out what I'm trying to say in a single take or something. I will shoot for an hour, and I'll be talking for an hour and sit through that. And those are the worst things to edit. I can't imagine doing it for 6 hours.
I've never done 1 hour. I've never done all my intros and stuff like that. It's 5 minutes. I get in, get out. Like I can't. Because you still got to write it out. You still got to edit it and organize it. It's like I can't have the camera rolling for 1 hour. I know we're only, it's 2-second B-roll clips. Even an hour gives me anxiety, man. But to each their own.
Patient bastard.
It's just, I'm my preparation is phenomenal. I mean, it's not phenomenal, but like I know exactly. There's no shadows on the green screen. I know the audio is exactly how I want. I know Homebrew for Life is like 30% in real life, people talking, 70% voiceover. That's a big difference between me and you, Steve. Like yours is almost 100% real life.
Yeah.
Like this is that. I do voiceover because it's just more concise, and I actually do mumble and I slur, and it's just I think it's more direct. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's a different style.
I don't film that much.
I kind of look at it like I'm instructing somebody. So like if I'm telling somebody, like trying to teach them, basically.
Yeah.
Like I want you to think that you're like sitting there watching me, like listening to me.
Yeah.
Seeing me say the things that I'm saying. And there's like that point where you're like, okay, B-roll would be so much nicer here, but I just kind of like want to get the point across, and like, so that's just my style. But I'm starting to incorporate more B-roll if I can.
Everyone's got a different style, man. I think that's what makes it rad.
Yeah, I love Steve's videos because one thing I really really love is that they always feel shorter than they are.
I appreciate that.
Because it does, because it's a lot of information, and they're usually around half an hour, but they don't feel that way when you watch them, and that's just the tone and the demeanor and all that help. You're not just shouting out instructions, or the delivery is very direct and just calm, which makes it very 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 good experience to just let it go and just listen, and you don't have to be watching all the time, because I usually do also watch longer videos when I'm typing out stuff and I'm working stuff for the brewery and all that. and the information is there. It's just getting there, and you're learning. And even though you're doing something else because you have to do it, but the pacing, I think the pacing and the way the delivery, I think it's very, 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 very. I think an example of of that type of instructional video
Good free
done
information.
for yeah, it's free because it's like you're doing it because you like it.
Oh,
You
awesome.
do.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Seriously.
No, and I appreciate your videos.
I'm always
man.
trying to make it a little bit better and a little bit more interesting for people. So, yeah, any feedback, I get it. I really do appreciate it. So, thank you.
Can we sell a
And
t-shirt tonight?
I
Anybody in the
don't.
chat?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll talk to the chat.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to say that I don't know shit about electrical and all that. I'm not really good with that stuff. But I still get it when when I see your descriptions and all that, when you're showing your basement and all that. It was pretty cool because it's like I got to understand stuff that I should know, but sometimes it's just I just think it's like electrical, especially for me. It's like, oh, that's so complicated. I have no idea. And it's not that I'm gonna do it tomorrow in my house or something, but it's something that keep in mind, and then you learn, and then it comes in handy when you're at the brewery or your business or whatever you do. Those things come in handy, even if you're not doing the work, even if you're not the electrician or whatever. Especially in a brewery,
that
because in a
stuff,
brewery,
like,
everything
be careful with
shit
that,
goes
though.
bad all
Like,
the time.
different,
sure.
like the electrical codes are going to be different everywhere.
Right.
And I think that's something that a lot of people missed when they watched my videos. Like, they're like, that's not the code, you should have used conduit. And maybe I
Oh,
should have, but
You're
like,
always going to
it
get
all
that.
I can
depends on
imagine.
it depends on what municipality you live in. I researched the codes. I am not a licensed electrician, but all I did was extend a circuit, and people are making it out to be like I'm building out a freaking 240-volt panel, which is way more complicated, and not what I'm doing. But yeah, just with all that stuff, take it with a grain of salt, especially with the things that require you to be licensed, I would say.
I just got a troll right now.
I'm glad I can help, regardless. But yeah.
Yeah, keep brewing, man, or always keep putting out YouTube videos, man. I mean, we're the smallest community. It's the toughest thing to actually get. It's the toughest YouTube thing in the world by far. It's a small community, and it takes forever to put out content. And I understand.
Yeah.
People try to do it and they filter out, or people stick around, but like, you just don't give up, Steve. And I won't give up.
I have too much fun with it. I'm not going to.
I'm a poser for life. I don't even brew anymore. I'm retired. I'm retired from amateur shitty home brewing from multi IPAs. But when I get my system, I'm gonna have some brew show fun. Do you guys watch the channel Still It? He's always like fermenting or distilling bananas and Kool-Aid and trying to make I'm gonna go with that, but the homebrew route, the non-distilling route.
That's a great idea.
I was inspired by Kyle's video when he was trying to get the Welch's to trick his wife into. I know what's gonna happen, because when you take the sugar, and I don't know, Bruce Show brought that up or somebody brought that up. It's like when you try to ferment juice, whether it's apple juice or Welch's, for some reason you always get like a 1050 original gravity. It's like the same amount of sugar that's in all that stuff. And anyways, what happens when you ferment those juice things? Well, the sugar turns into alcohol. So what are you left with? Something that's very tart. And that works for cider, but wine is definitely acidic. Red wine is acidic, but I would imagine that doing it with Welch's grapefruit or Welch's grape juice, especially the purple one, it's going to be a lot more stringent. It's going to be a lot more acidic than table wine. I don't know. That's why I want to do it.
There's only one way to find out.
There's only one way to find out, and this is something that
we would like you to find out.
Anybody can do. Anybody. You don't even have to be 21, man. If I go back in time, forget the fake IDs. I'd be homebrewing. You kidding me? Just get the bread yeast. I've made booze with the bread yeast. The little three.
Well, you can get yeast if you're underage. It's not illegal to buy yeast if you're 16.
It's not illegal, no. And we're not.
You can make a beer with breakfast cereal.
Now.
So.
Yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling.
There's a long time ago, I think it was Hops and Barley and the Hops TV, I think. He made a video. It was like brewing a beer with only grocery store ingredients. And it was awesome.
That's a great idea.
I bet the beer was horrible, but the whole concept of it was really cool.
Underage IPA.
I'd like you to. I think you could probably do a pretty good job with that.
We tried to do that. We should have CTR'd it better, click through rate, but we called it like how to make cider under $10. We kind of did the same thing, but grocery store sounds better.
Yeah, cider's easily the best way to go for that. I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can do something with that.
What about orange? What is cider? Apple's orange, grain is beer, honey is mead. Is there any orange juice drink out there that got popular in any country or any parts unknown?
Not
What's the thing
straight
I
up.
could think of is like a limoncello.
Okay.
Like,
I'd imagine
it's set, like just change it for oranges instead of lemons. I'm sure it'd be pretty similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll give that a go. I mean, all trends, these aren't facts. These are all
Limoncello is pretty easy to make, supposedly. So.
Yeah. The Brew Show did a sake video.
Yeah, fermented citrus also will be. I mean, I'm not sure if it ferments the same way or the same capabilities as like barley or grains or
orange juicy.
It's
Juicy
it's citrus.
I mean, limoncello is kind of like
limoncello.
You make that with
sweet
with grain alcohol, I think.
Yeah,
and then you infuse the lemons
Joe?
and citrus. Yeah,
Patrick.
Like a shandy or something.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I mean, I'd imagine it's pretty expensive unless you go the concentrate route.
maybe.
Well, concentrate's gonna have a lot of sugar, so it's not gonna be the same. But yeah, you could do that. You could do a
just without breaking
Tang IPA or something.
Kool-Aid IPA.
Yeah, or
Kool-Aid IPA. Hell yeah.
Do Kool-Aid IPA.
Dry hop that shit.
Kool-Aid versus powdered Gatorade
Kool-Aid
or something.
versus Tang.
Do them side by side. Same water, same yeast.
Do the
same
powders.
Yeast nutrient. Yeah, who knows, man?
Use powder.
Hell yeah.
Drink fermented powder drinks.
Stillett had a YouTube video where he gave me and you a shout out, Steve.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. That was a cool curveball coming out of left field.
I had no idea that you actually watched any like beer brewing stuff.
And the Brew Show.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super barrage. Yeah, I reached out to him. I was like, can we collab? Nothing. I don't think he really pushes.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of people that he's got millions of subscribers. I think.
No one's got millions. He's got
several 100,000.
Yeah,
maybe, yeah.
But he's putting out content more. Sometimes he puts out like 2 videos a week. He's on it, and he's got the Patreon. I don't see him pushing merch. I don't see him doing live streams, but he doesn't do social media. I mean, he does it. He checks in maybe once a month, but that's not an active user. That's not real social media. But more power to him, man. And that was cool.
Maybe we can eventually do something. I don't know. Not enough voices combined.
He's got 40,000.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, views on that video. He gave a shout out to, man. That was super cool. It was kind of a weird
video. I got a
video.
spike in subscribers after that. It was crazy. Yeah, it's like maybe like 40 people, I think.
Hell yeah. Just got like 1,000 subscribers from the Clawhammer video.
Yes, and that was awesome.
That was awesome. Super awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see that stuff.
Yeah, I got to watch his video today. He's got a double IPA video he put out today.
Yeah,
I don't.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, I've got all you guys set to the bell. When the bell tolls, and
all right, I'm gonna have to sign off for the night. I think, guys.
Is that it for you?
It's getting kind of late, but
Steve, thank you, man.
It was fun being on again for the first time in a bit. So
I appreciate it, man.
Good to see you.
See you in 2 days, huh?
It's great to talk to you, man.
Always. If anybody else wants to come on, let us know. Who's here? Do we still have?
All right, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later, and CH, I will see you on Friday.
Steve, thanks again, man.
Take care, Steve.
I'll see you in less than 48 hours, Barrage.
Have a good
Sounds
night,
good.
Man.
All right, brother.
Cheers, everybody.
Later, Barrage.
See ya.
Bye, man.
You still hanging out? We good to go?
Yes, sir. Sir.
You're getting on a little bit later tonight. Were you coming from work?
No. I was actually just hanging out with my wife and putting the kid to bed and all that.
Got it. How's everything going down at Box Lab in Western Puerto Rico?
It's great. It's masks mandates are off for now. We got the bar open again. Everybody is coming in and drinking inside now,
Hell yeah.
and the kitchen's doing great. We're trying to do shorter menus and not overcomplicate things with like crazy 75 item menus or whatever. So we're trying to simplify a little bit of that part of the business. But we're making as much beer as we can, and we're making like putting out a bunch of new beers this time.
New styles
At the
or
beginning,
just different recipes?
both actually. Styles that we hadn't brewed before. I just brewed. I mean, we brewed this style before, but we just did like a black wheat wine, which is not a style you see a lot of.
Black what wine?
Wheat wine,
How's that?
instead of barley wine, it's 9.2%. It's got a big body. It's very it's not chewy or anything like that, like pastry beer or whatever, but it's like those big beers that have like special B and fucking. We did a bunch of dark malts with it, so we turn it completely dark. And I used a yeast. I remember in 2013 I brewed a beer in this style, and I used WBO6 from Fermentis, and I combined that this time with SO4, and it's just completely unique. It's something completely different. It's got the esters from the WB06, and it's got that little tang of sweetness from the English ale.
Nice.
From the SO4. And it's just, I love it, man. It's just really good. It's
Sounds
a little
delicious.
high in the alcohol, and what's that?
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, I'm not really drinking that many beers like that anymore, but it came out really good. And we also we brewed a sour using Philly sour with blood orange, and it's whoa.
Is that me or you?
It's
Star Wars? What was that?
That's probably here. It's probably something out in the street, whatever.
Some train or something.
The end of the world.
I got trains coming by all night, man. If I don't go to bed.
That actually sounded like a train, actually. So that's maybe you.
But
yeah, we brewed that sour, and it's about 5%, and it just flew off.
Hell yeah, man!
And it's getting really hot here now. It's always hot. It's always warm.
Yeah,
but starting now in April, it gets really, really bad until like October or November. So now people are looking for more refreshing beers and all that. So we're trying to
get to the lower
actually
stuff.
Make lower ABV dry stuff. Some using a little fruit also with some of them, but not like relying on that. I'm trying not to use a lot of fruit because it just gets very expensive.
Sure.
And we're also, what else we did a new IPA, basically just a straight up West Coast IPA, which we haven't done one like really straight up for a while, and we used Mosaic only in like flavoring and Whirlpool and dry hop, and it's really good. Mosaic is a really good flavoring hop too. What's that?
Yeah, kind of a smash beer, just doing
almost because we use CTC for bittering.
Okay.
So it's got that the West Coast bitter thing, and then it's got all the aromatics at the end. But that mid tone with like the flavor hops using Mosaic, it's just fantastic.
Got it. Is that me or you?
I think that's me. No.
Someone honking right outside your bedroom in there?
Sounded like a car alarm. Yeah, probably. But yeah, that came out really good.
Hell yeah!
And people are loving that too. So we've been brewing stuff like that recently. A bunch of different beers and new stuff, and try not to repeat shit.
Hell yeah! This is we're an hour in right now, and for those who don't know, this is Jorge Castro. He's been on here a few times. He's got a brewery. He's down there in Puerto Rico. He's on an island in the Caribbean, and it's a little bit more difficult for him to get stuff. He's talking about fruit being expensive. Everything's more expensive down there, correct?
Yeah, even the local stuff is getting to the point where it's like we're trying not to use certain things because the cost is just too much. And then now we're with all the supply chain issues that everyone's been having. It becomes even more difficult to to be able to consolidate cargo and all that is just a big effort. And you have to beg and plead for people to wait for you and to just give me a couple more days till that pallet of growlers get
Sure.
there, or whatever, or grains
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's a bit of a struggle, but I can't complain. I can go in that route because we're actually up and running, and we're being able to employ people, and we're being able to actually have a salary in these times, which is I think a great privilege.
Hell yeah, man.
There's a lot of people who are suffering and not being able to find jobs and all that. And,
Oh, absolutely.
It's a difficult time.
He's got a
So
3-barrel system down there.
Yes, sir.
And what's the affiliation with the restaurant? You own both?
Yeah. Well, what we do is
Marco.
I started with the Marco Mardueño.
Marco Mardueno has become a member of Braj Army, baby. We got to do an NBC
Braj
here.
Army.
Jorge's not going to do an NBC with us, though. He doesn't drink when he comes on here. I love your style, man. You're like Trevor, owns a brewery and doesn't drink. Come here. Cheers, Marco. Cheers, you, Braj. Me and Trevor used to go for blood. And then as soon as he opened up a brewery, same Braj, same dude, just radio silence when it came to alcohol. It was awesome. I mean, don't get high on your own supply, man. It's just a little bit more of a liability, and he's good at being responsible. Same with you.
I mean, yeah, it's NBC. I mean, you can get some for your. I mean, I'm sure it's the usual. No, I mean, you got so much of it, and it's just there. That you can have it anytime, and then I guess it becomes a little bit of a. Like a cautionary thing. It's like, if I know I can have this and I can drink all the time. I used to drink a lot. I used to drink a lot of rum, growing up, and even now I still love it. And I just, it's people like to drink here. It's the Caribbean. It's rum country. It's a place where people like to get drunk, and getting drunk and having alcohol. Not just getting drunk, but like. Having alcoholic beverages is common in every type of family situation here. It's not just like there's a party and there's, people who drink beer. It's just like, you go to your niece's birthday and there's going to be, a little cooler on the corner with a bunch of beer, and there's going to be a table with set up with the bar, it's going to be like that. It's just so, it's a lot of drunk driving and all that, so I try to not to partake too much. And I'm home now. I could do it now. My bed is 30 seconds away, as you say. I'm not going anywhere, but I guess I'm a little bit around it so much that I'd rather just wait for the right. Like tomorrow I'm gonna go to the restaurant because I had to taste a bunch of beer and that just came out. So now I know tomorrow I'm gonna have a few, beers and all that. So I gotta be careful because I gotta be back at a certain time to get my daughter from school and all that. So it's, it's 8:00 and you have 6 beers in front of you.
Right.
It can be dangerous.
No, I totally understand. And do you get burned out on it? I mean, is it kind of like you're talking about how you have so much beer? Whenever
I do, yeah.
Is it kind of like working in a pizza place after a month, you can't eat it anymore, or a donut shop after a month, everything just kind of tastes the same? Or is it? I
mean, if you're the sous chef at a restaurant, you go to a pizza place when you get out of your shift. It's just like you've been around this all day. I run something different.
Right.
Kind of like that.
Speak of the devil, man, we got Trev Fu in here right now. We just had Trevor's the owner of South O. If anybody else wants to come on, we've got some chill. We've got some chill time.
CH not showing up tonight.
I know, man. I lost a bet. to the weed whacker.
Oh, is that why?
I look like Hillary.
Is that why you
Swank.
shaved? No, you didn't shave.
I didn't shave. I just was trying to trim it, rip all the white hairs out. Then I did the thing where you take your beard and you tie it up and you kind of wring it out. Oh. And I cut it. Next thing you know, it was popping out this way. And then I cut that shorter than that. And I was like, you know what? This is all bad. But whatever. It's all good. Yeah, Trev, it's me, man. Hello. It's CH. I come in peace. Yeah. Trev, you want to get on here? Anybody else want to cruise on? Marco Moderno. Yeast and the Beast is in South Korea.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. He sent me a photo recently through Instagram because we were talking. He was asking about the brewing recipe, the Belgian style,
Yeah.
and I had a couple, and I actually sent him one which I thought was, I guess to me was the best. I'd never brewed one, but uh, I just sent it to him. Check this out. Maybe it'll work for you, and he did. He brewed the beer. And he sent me a picture. It looks delicious. It looks beautiful, and also Shady Squirrel, who
Shady
I don't know. I
Squirrel.
don't
I
know if it's
forgot about
there.
Shady Squirrel.
I don't know if Shady's there in the chat, but recently he sent me a picture of his
People come
beer
and
that
go.
we were talking about adding fruit
Back off,
during
more child,
fermentation.
seriously.
He had a few questions about adding fruit, and he hit me up, and I take a long time through Discord because I forget to answer messages through Discord because it's just I'm just used to not using it for that.
I'm still
So
new to Discord. Yeah.
It's very confusing.
It's just a lot.
But
It's
now,
another thing to learn.
but
Yeah.
we're on Instagram now, and his beer looks very good, and I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Hell yeah.
Box 8 Brewing says, "Where are you located in PR, Jorge?"
I saw that.
I am in the brewery is in Aguadilla, which is the northwest coast. If you see the airport, biggest runway in the whole Caribbean, it's the Aguadilla Airport. BQN is the code, the airport code. Our brewery is about 15 minutes from the airport. I live in a little town called San Sebastian, which is about half an hour from the brewery. It's more inland. It's a very, very small town, which my wife is from here. And we
Trevor
about 10
can't get
years
over
ago,
it.
we got a... Huh?
Trevor can't get over it. Everything's about my beard. Yes, Trevor, you've shaved your beard too, and I left you alone.
He should just come on and tell you and not write all the messages. Just come on, man. So yeah, that's where I live. Box 8. Actually, I found the name Box 8 Brewing cool because my brewery is Box Lab, so I kind of familiar with that type of.
I get it. Box
right,
8, Box Lab.
Type in that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm picking it up. Yeah, we're chilling, man. We've got 50 people here. We've got Trev who in here. I want to get Trevor on. Trevor, are you at the brewery right now or are you home? Because I know you've got a little layer in that office back there with a green screen.
He says you look beautiful now, which is quite a compliment.
You're beautiful. That's the first time anybody on planet Earth has ever told me that I am beautiful.
There you go.
How long have you been in Cali, Zach? Oh, Zach Pearson, we're here, man. We got room for one more. What's up, Joe? CH lost a bet and trimmed up. No, I just wanted to rage quit my face last night after I was trying to rip out all the gray hairs coming in. And just one bad thing led to another. And I just went full Pedro, dude, Napoleon Dynamite. I was hot, so I cut it. And he's hanging out in the bathtub.
You destroyed your Switch controller.
I'm not allowed. Yeah, I'm not allowed.
Rage quit.
A rage quit. I was trying to play a Smash 4 and Charizard was beating my ass. No, you know what? I'm going to get even weirder and I'm going to show up and meet all the Clawhammer guys and Steve on Friday. And I'm going to shave it all off. There's going to be nothing here. I'm going to look like Powder, that barrage from the 90s movies. Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Joe's a barrage. Not everybody in here is a bully, man. Goose Fraba, CH, any breweries holding it down with some good brewers, or are they all about the same? Good question. I made a video today about, like, we went to about 10 breweries and we showcased like 6 of them. Showcase is an arrogant word. I shouldn't have said that. We filmed a video. My buddy came into town and we went to a lot of breweries. We shot everything with an iPhone 13. Some of the breweries we didn't like, some of the breweries we couldn't even get into, but we were filming anyway, and they didn't make the cut.
Is it Knoxville? Everything in Knoxville?
What's up?
Was it all filmed in Knoxville?
Yeah, Knoxville is super small. I mean, I always say that because I'm comparing it to San Diego. San Diego's huge. Most cities are pretty small, like Asheville, Chattanooga, Johnson City. They're smaller cities. You know, we're going to Gatlinburg. This week's Asheville. The week after that is Gatlinburg. But as far as beer styles go, one of them is a full-on German brewery. Schultz Brau's a popular one. And then other than that, they're pretty similar. You know, probably about 15 beers on, and you know, a couple pilsners or dark lagers, and then maybe one or two West Coast, and then hazies, and then all the way down to pastry stouts and stuff like that. Yeah. So.
Oh, really? So that varied. That's like a lot of variety.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's kind of different is Did you watch the video?
I haven't. No, I saw.
Yeah,
late
Bearquaz. Yeah,
I had the
so there's a brewery in there that actually
notification.
I gave the most love to, and they've got this kind of castle theme. It kind of looks like medieval times. It's very German. It's very German. It's German through and through. And they only do old world style. So it's all Schwartz beers and Radlers and Helles and Hefs and Pilsners and stuff like that. And that's like the brewery that stood out the most by far. You know, Knoxville.
Oh, really?
Knoxville's so rad, man. Go across the river, anywhere you're hanging out over there, you're just eating good, drinking good, and the Tennessee River's right there, and people are going by, and they've got, you don't see like jet skis or wave runners, but people are,
right.
The college is rowing, and some guy's got, you know, a motorized fish boat out there. And I got a buddy coming into town next week, and I'm going to try to find a place where we could do a little, like, not whitewater rafting, but get on a raft and go out there and throw a bunch of beers in the inner tube with us. And if it's not too far, we could check that out. Because we actually used to do that. The guy who's coming in town I went to college with him, and there was a river up there, Russian River, hence the beer. And there was a million spots up there to jump off cliffs and cruise around on a raft. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I didn't know how awesome it was until looking back.
So, and what's the food like what's the food like scene like in Knoxville? I mean, what is it known for? I've never been to Tennessee, so I don't know.
Extremely bad Mexican food and extremely good barbecue. So
there you go.
The bummer about that, barbecue's awesome, but it's more expensive. Mexican food is the best food of all time when you're talking quality versus best bang for your buck. And I've found a place out here that's a little bit kind of like real Mexican food, but it gets whack. Like, people out here are weird. They're like, like a beef taco is a beef taco at a restaurant. It's not a ground beef taco. If I want a ground beef taco, you go to Taco Bell. But
carne asada, yeah, it's different.
Oh, carne asada is weird out here, man. It's like when you order carne asada, they'll ask you like, oh, like, how do you want it cut up? Do you want it 4 pieces, or do you want it ground really small? It's like, if you have to ask me, like, this is bad, because we're already off on like a very wrong foot, man. So, but
well, the farther you get from Mexico, the shittier is gonna be.
And you would, you know, and I was thinking about that the other day, because Mexico is a trip, you know, because it's one of the, it's a lot. Everybody, not everybody, but everyone's trying to get into America through California. Not everybody. And this is a very gnarly thing to do. I mean, you're risking your life to try to get into California. You're going from one of the poorest places in the world to the richest places in the world. Why would you not go through Texas and come out to the South and reestablish out here where it's much more cheaper, and it's the cost of living is significantly more affordable than California? And it's not. It's way behind. I don't know if it's like Tijuana's the hub and it's just closer. Tijuana's a huge, huge, huge city, and it's right on, you know, south of San Diego. That's probably got a lot to do with it. But if I was trying to, you know, make my life better, and I was trying to leave Mexico, I would not come to California. I would go through Texas, and I would end up in Louisiana or Tennessee or Florida or something. So I don't know, but
well, there's people that have generations of people that are already like
established,
family that are already been
no doubt,
there, established, and it's different than just coming in cold turkey, you know. But I'm sure also the first people that came in had no idea, so they were like, we'll just go wherever we can cross, you know, and we're trying to make our lives better, and whatever happens, you know, a lot of them die trying, and
they do.
In the Caribbean it happens. It's the same thing, but it's with the Dominican Republic, and especially the Dominican Republic. You know, it's so close to Puerto Rico. People try to cross all the time, and there's a lot of really bad things that happen. You know, very very sad things that happen, and it's some people get all the way to the coast and they're basically caught before they can reach shore. And even if they reach the shore, it's not like, if you're from Cuba, for example, and you reach the shore in Miami or the Keys or whatever, you get asylum, you get actually to stay. But if you are from the Dominican Republic, you're sent back. They're gonna send you back immediately. And
you're probably
most people that
sick,
do
and
that
you're poor, and you're starving at that point, and you're jacked
and they're
up.
starving to death, and they're probably super sick from the trip, and already in a really bad shape. So it's like it's even worse. So
Right.
it's tough, man. It's just another type of conversation too.
No, that's
it's
cool. I
very
don't mind talking about
difficult
that. How does the Caribbean work? Because we've talked about this loosely. America owns some of the islands, and then the UK owns some of the islands. Like, how does like Bermuda versus being a sovereign?
Well,
who owns Bermuda?
I think Bermuda was a British colony, if I'm not mistaken. Bermuda's pretty far off, actually. Bermuda is up in the northern Atlantic.
Yeah, it's off North Carolina. It's like due east of me. You're in the southeast of me by far.
Yeah. It's. I don't know if it's considered the Caribbean. I'm not sure. It's not in the Caribbean Sea. So
yeah,
that's one thing.
I'm getting trolled by
but yeah, the U.S. has territories here. The Dutch have territories here.
The Dutch have territories.
The English.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does the Dutch own in the Caribbean?
It's oh my god. Now I'm blanking. It's
I've been to San Juan, and that was pretty Americanized.
Well, that's
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
and that's America.
Yeah, but
that's America.
Well, it's a U.S. colony.
It's a colony. That's
if I'm allowed to say that,
No, yeah.
It's an American territory, just like Guam, just like I don't know, the St. Croix and St. John.
Right.
Some of there's British Virgin Islands and there's U.S. Virgin Islands. So
Antigua's a popular thing in the chat right now.
What's that?
Antigua
and Aruba. That's further south from where I am. That's closer, a little bit closer to South America. So, excuse me. So, this basically the British and the Americans and the Dutch to a lesser extent, pretty much, are colonizers of this whole part. And then a place like Curacao, for example, which is almost down in Venezuela, very small island, and that place has a lot of like Portuguese and Dutch influence. The Portuguese also tried to colonize Puerto Rico, sometime in the 17th century or whatever, and they were driven back. Also, the English were driven back, and the Dutch were driven back by the Spanish. So the Spanish were our first colonizers.
Right.
That's why they speak Spanish.
Right.
That's why the island is called Puerto Rico, because the indigenous name was Boriquen, and Boriquen was, and we still call it Borinquen. So that influence is still there. But you got, St. Kitts and Nevis, you got Antigua and Barbuda, you got Montserrat, you got Jamaica, which is a British colony. And, if you go to Jamaica, obviously people speak English, and most of them have a British accent.
Yeah, the accent.
Yeah. So, it's a complicated area of the world, because it's the first part of the New World that was colonized. So it went through a lot of different changes before people could actually settle into the continent. Europeans. I'm not saying people in general, because of course there's been people here for thousands of years, and natives and all that were extinct by the Spanish, those first 500 years or 400 years or whatever of a Spanish rule. And then the United States came in 1898, and you had the Spanish-American War, and one of the bounties, I guess, for winning the war for the U.S. was Puerto Rico. So yeah, I think Puerto Rico and Guam, and I think there's one more place, but I don't remember right now.
Trevor's saying the ABC Islands. It's Curaçao, San Martin.
Curacao.
Oh, my bad. I botched that. I botched the shit out of that. Curacao.
Sorry, it's not obvious. So Martinique, you got San Lucia, San Vincent and the Grenadines, you got Grenada, you got Trinidad and Tobago, which is basically
What up, Rob Barnes?
South America. Yeah, it's closer to Venezuela than anything else, you know.
Why were
But
people?
U.S.
Sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Do they fight over it? I mean, why is it like a tourist money thing? I mean, is it like why? Why wouldn't UK and Dutch and America kind of just let it be its own thing? Is there resources on there? Like, what's the? Is it just the land?
It's
general?
the strategic point in the world where we're located. That's one thing, which is right in the middle between the old world and the new world.
Right.
And it's like the door to the Americas, and the resources. At first, when the Spanish first came in, there was a lot of
sugar cane, right?
Around.
It was what?
Was that?
There was a lot of sugar cane, a lot of gold mining.
Well, the sugar cane industry is a 20th century thing.
Okay.
Where actually Puerto Rico became a sugarcane producer for the whole world, and but that was botched many years later because they were just trying to produce just that one thing,
right?
And our island can produce so much more, and it wasn't good business. It's a long story, but
Harris.
Gold, it was mostly gold. What brought the Spanish here, or stories that there was a lot of gold in the Caribbean and in South America, Central America, Honduras, Mexico, and Costa Rica, all those countries in Central America. There were also a lot of, a lot of stories about there being a lot of gold and, things that they could bring back and fruit that was unique to this part of the world, and like things like cacao and chocolate and all that, and
fishing
tomatoes
grounds
and shit like that.
What about oil? Where do you guys get your oil from? South America? Or do you guys get it from the? Yeah, do you guys get
our oil?
Do you get it from
Puerto
the Gulf?
Rico?
Yeah,
I'm sure it comes from the same place that goes to like Florida or something.
The Gulf.
It's probably the Gulf. At the Gulf, a little bit from Russia, probably, and I'm sure there's some part of it that Venezuela sells to the Americans. I'm not.
Puerto Rico.
Don't quote me on that.
No. Jorge, hold it down. I'm going to get a beer and use the restroom. This is Jorge Castro down there in West Coast. Never eat shredded. West Coast of Puerto Rico down there. Box Lab. BRB.
Cheers. Cheers. All right. So let's see the chat. I got to turn my computer a little bit. Trev Who, Fishing Grounds. Biroquois Nation. I thought that was you, Mash. Right on turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna live read the chat. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. What CH was talking about, it's complicated. It's a complicated conversation, and it gets into the political territory, which I'd rather not get into here. We're talking about beer, so the people consider Ron Barnes. The people consider Aruba to be part of the South America since it's so close to it. It's part of the Caribbean since it's an island in the Caribbean Sea. So most people consider it a Caribbean island. It's one of the most popular destinations for cruise ships. If you ever take a cruise ship in these islands here, one of the places we definitely would stop by is in Aruba. I've never been there, actually. I've never been to many of those islands. I usually travel to like the United States and all that when I travel, so. Dysfunctional Father Brewing. I was in San Juan in December. Love the place. It's a lovely place. San Juan, Puerto Rico, is one of the oldest capitals in the New World. It's a city that has 520 something years of modern existence, and it's a lovely place. It's expensive. Puerto Rico is very expensive, just like the Virgin Islands. And I would recommend, if you ever come here or whoever wants to travel here, first to behave, and secondly to get out of San Juan as fast as possible. That's what I tell CH. If you ever come back here, just get out of San Juan and go see the island. We are very friendly people. For those who don't know, Puerto Rico uses the American dollar. It's the currency, the local currency. There's plenty of really interesting places to see. We have all kinds of different. We had some many different. We had everything from desert to rainforest. So the best beaches in the world, to me, in my opinion. If if you ever come here, like I told CH the first time, just you see San Juan. It's beautiful. It's a great place, but get out of there and just go travel. And if you get lost, just ask people. You will get this really funny responses of like how to get places with all these different directions. So that's gonna be. It's a trip. It's an adventure, and people are nice here. People are very nice. We're also very nice to people who are not from here, contrary to what most people think when they're coming here, because I see those forums and Facebook and shit, and people are saying, "Oh, are people nice?" And what if I get lost? People, somebody's gonna try to rob me or something. I mean, there's crime here just like everywhere else.
Oh yeah, crime's
but it's
everywhere.
not. It's safe.
Yeah,
it's safe.
You
can go around. I mean, there's sketchy places and there's very sketchy places.
In San Diego.
I mean, I've seen sketchy places in Detroit and in
Detroit,
West Virginia.
Oh yeah. Hey, you got a question
there's
here.
sketchy places everywhere. Yes.
We got a super chat from Ryan Sandberg. Cheers, you Braj. Come on down. Everyone's kind of out of it today. We went too hard last time. Steve dipped out pretty early. Switched over to bourbon. Ryan has switched over to bourbon. Not usually a whiskey drinker. What's your favorite liqueur? What's your favorite liquor? I usually prefer rum. Mine is Irish whiskey, but something tells me, can you still drink rum, Jorge, or are you burned out?
Come here. Oh yeah, I can, but again, small doses. I'd rather just drink it straight up. Like a nice barrel aged thing, not like a fancy thing, just like Barrilito, which is my favorite.
Barrilito.
It's like $30 a bottle. It's not. Like
is it dark?
Like, it's yeah, kind of copperish from the barrels. Yeah, I think it's a 12-year, 10-year.
Well, it's kind of like tequila, right? Sure. Rum and tequila. There's a dark, and then there's añejo and reposado.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you have the white rum, and then you have the añejo, which is the what reposado would be, which is basically the same word. It's just in Mexico you would say reposar, in Spanish in Puerto Rico you would say añejar, which is to age, basically to age a drink. I saw a question here from somebody I wanted to
Jerome
answer.
Haskins says beautiful island. Stop back in 95, man. Much love, Jerome Haskins. We're chilling out, 95, man.
Cool. Oh, 95. What are the most popular beer styles in Puerto Rico? Light lagers is the most popular beer style, just like everywhere else. Mofongo is the best. Mofongo is the best, but it depends on where you go. There's 1,000 different styles and places that people make different types of mofongo. So it's be careful where you go and ask for recommendations on that. It's delicious anyway. So Puerto Rico needs to become the 51st. I guess he means the 51st stage, the Matchmaker Challenge. I disagree with that, but that's fine. We're not gonna get into that here. Do you have some
Simcoe versus Mosaic? Simcoe versus Mosaic.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
No, there's no all-inclusive resorts here. There's Dominican Republic. It's good for that, but in Puerto Rico, you don't have any, as far as I know, any all-inclusive resorts. It's very expensive.
Matchmaker says
turn right at the big palm tree. That's a good example right there.
What up, Stage Stop? Stage Stop, coming in late right here. This is Jorge Castro down there in Puerto Rico. He's chilling. Matchmaker Challenge. I'm from Detroit. Definitely some sketchy places. We've said it before, and we'll say it again. Doesn't matter if you're in Detroit, Tijuana, San Diego, Carlsbad, in your own backyard.
Seattle, New Jersey.
You're the drunkest guy at a bar at 2 a.m, and you're the loudest. It doesn't matter what city you're in. Doesn't matter what city you're in. Never be the drunkest, loudest, latest guy at a bar at any age. Yeah.
No. That's just a recipe for trouble.
Yeah. Right. What's Chris Rock say? What's his joke? Nothing good happens at 3 a.m, but for some reason ATM machines are still open.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
Boy. Yeah. Oh, I never heard that one before, but that's so true.
Yeah. Why are ATM machines open at past 2? Like they should be shut. Who's getting money at 3 a.m? This is all bad.
And bars, like bars in Old San Juan close at like 4
drugs,
in the morning.
It's sex, and it's gambling. I mean,
cocaine.
Yeah, it's all the wrong things. Nothing good happens at 2 a.m. No, that was the joke. But ATM machines are open. Simcoe is too piney. Mosaic is just right. Rob Barnes, what are you brewing next? Rob Barnes, I'm going to brew. I don't know. But it's going to be a collab. How often do you brew, Jorge? Do you guys do about 3 or 4 brews a week?
Yeah, we do. We're doing well right now. We can only do two batches, but we just do it in one day. So we brew on Monday. It's all brew day on Monday, and what we want to do is do Thursdays also. So we're looking to do 4 batches a week,
Got it.
and then the other rest of the days it's been basically cleaning and moving stuff around and fixing stuff because most people don't realize that if you want to run a brewery that's like for us it's a very small brewery, it's a 3 barrel system, but it's if for Puerto Rico that's like a mid size.
No one's got a 30
You
barrel
could do,
system out there.
you could run that brewery by yourself, but
Yeah.
it'll be a lot of work.
Mhm.
I mean, you can do it. It's one person could do it. Two people will be best for brew days. But if you're doing that and also financials and permits and all the other shit that you have to do to run a brewery, you're gonna burn out in no time.
Sure.
It's the worst thing because people always think and say, oh, I'm gonna start a brewery because
It's Willy
gonna be
Wonka's
fun. I'm gonna have my
chocolate
buddies
factory,
over.
man.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no.
And that's just one little part of it. It's there. You have fun. You can be with your friends and brew. Better not to have your friends over when you are because you're just gonna waste a bunch of time, and people are gonna waste time by just talking to each other.
And
It's gonna
money if
waste
you're
time.
giving away free drinks. You know, a lot of people have a hard time charging their
even even
friends.
even,
And
even if you're
friends
not
are
giving away free things,
friends
if
are
I have to
douchebags.
pay myself an extra hour of work or whoever, because we're wasting time because we're talking, and then that match is gonna go 15 minutes more than it should.
Yeah.
You sum all the times that happens, and you think about a whole year,
Mhm.
all the money you spent, all that, and it's just not
It's a
gonna make sense.
It's a
So
scary figure if you put it into, a 12-month net.
yeah, everything, even like anything, yeah, any expense is just gonna add up. So you have to be really frugal, and you have to be, you have to actually take off your friend buddy hat and put on the business hat, because if you don't, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down because you're gonna get distracted and you're just gonna want to hang out. And yeah, I mean, you got all that beer and all that. So it has to be a professional thing. You have to think of it in professional terms. At least that's what works for me. And I guess some people do different, but and then you when you think about just production,
Ron
then
Barnes.
just dealing with like people and
That's funny.
some people who do shitty stuff at work, and then you have to deal with distribution, and you have to deal with sales. One person
Alcohol,
would just
beverage
burn out.
control,
The
partners,
authorities, it's just
employees.
sorry.
He's got a couple.
That's why I always tell people that to start as small as possible.
Start as small as possible. That's
And-
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a 3-barrel system in San Juanejo with Gnome Brewing.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Guadanejo, that's down there, bro.
Mhm.
That's like down south.
Let's go, man.
That's a beautiful place.
Set up a
I agree
GoFundMe.
with that.
Ron Barnes said, Ron Barnes, shout out for the super chat. Ron Barnes is the man. Much love, you Braj. He says, seems like owning a brewery, the easiest part is actually brewing the beer.
Yes, that's totally true. Absolutely, and that's the funnest part too. That's what you do it, but you have to deal with all the other shit,
Yeah,
and
dysfunctional.
it's gonna be 10 times more than that. So
What's
you have
the-
to kind of prepare yourself for that.
What's the hardest part? Selling the beer?
No, because I guess to me, I can say no because we sell out every week. We just sell everything.
Hey, now.
But we don't
I
make
didn't
that
know that.
much, But we
Well-
don't make that much, and it's not. We don't have a 50-barrel system, But it does sell out. And there's more demand than for it than we can make, right now. And
Why don't you
people
scale
always
your system up? You're still kind of dealing
that's
with
the
COVID
thing.
stuff?
That to me, that's the problem right there, because people immediately say that, and when you think, well, of course I'm going to sell more, maybe you will, and you probably sell more in the first few months, but then everything's going to level off. And I've learned this the hard way so many times. When you put out a new beer, you make a big deal out of it. You package it or whatever, or it's a draft thing, or you make an event and you spend all this money in an event or whatever. The event is a success, or you do an expansion at your brewery and more people can come in, it's a success. And immediately you go, okay, now I need to make this even bigger because more people are going to fit in here. And that's not necessarily what's going to happen. You had a bunch of people in that day. You had 1,000 people come in that day and drink your beer. They're not going to be there next week. There's going to probably be about 5% of that next week or whatever. It's not going to be the same. So you cannot count on like the special, bigger kind of landmark moments. You cannot count on your business to run like that all the time. And that's when people immediately think, oh, okay, so I have the market. There's a lot of people coming in. So this is gonna be full all the time. And then when you see it's not, and you spend a bunch of money to expand even more, then that's a problem. I'd rather keep it. That's just me. That's just a personal thing, and I'd rather keep it smaller, be able to sell out everything, be able to scale very slowly up. If I ever need another brew day, I'll get another fermenter. But I'd rather get one fermenter or two than getting a system that's 3 times the size and just like blowing like fucking $500,000 and then going like, oh shit, I got all this debt now. Maybe that's not.
I do know. There's a serious reality to it because, like, realistically, how much beer can you actually sell? How many people in Puerto Rico are actually selling beer to Florida and none, right? So if you think about,
but the bigger brewery, but I'm sure they contract that thing out there in the States and they just sell it there. But then none of the craft breweries are.
Which gives credit to Kona in Hawaii because I've never thought about it until now. Because Kona is from Hawaii, right? And that's kind of a crazy thing that they have. They started in Hawaii, which is crazy, just to expand and get your beer to people in California, Oregon, or Washington. And I think it's probably in all 50 states or damn near close.
Well, that's brewed in the state, in the mainland. It's not brewed. Not all of the beer is brewed in Hawaii.
But
that's the only way to do it,
right? But at one time, it was all in Hawaii. It had to have been, right?
Like in all 50 states?
No, huge, but man. Yeah, but what I'm saying is Kona's probably, 30 years old? Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe not that. I mean, 30 years old is not that old anymore. That's like 1990. 30 years old is like nothing anymore. Back in the day, 30 years old was like, what? The 60s? Like, no. It's like 2022. But for them to just be in Hawaii, get their product out, and then sure, yeah, it's like Corona. Corona says it's imported. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's really not. Trust me, Corona's the most popular beer in the world. They're going to set up a lot of production facilities for Corona. It doesn't make enough sense to brew it and wherever in Mexico, and then have it middleman through the world. Trust me, there's a lot of production facilities, but import's a big word in branding. But Kona's kind of badass if you think about it. I don't drink Kona, but I see it everywhere.
Yeah, we get it here. It's awesome. It's a great beer. It's one of those breweries that people don't care for anymore because they're big and whatever. But they make great beer and they're very consistent. And it's a legacy brewery from Hawaii. It's a great success story also.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If there's going to be one brewery, the next Kona that comes out of Puerto Rico, who's it going to be? If anybody, who would it be?
It's going to be us. Of course.
It's going to be you. Good answer, man. Best answer of all time right there, Jorge Castro. And that's the God's honest truth. I'm not going to ask you if you're being serious or not.
Well, the truth is that I'm going.
But
the truth
IPA.
The truth is that we're making very little beer. The only way we can do something like that eventually, because I never rule out shit. I never rule out anything. Is that we brew this beer somewhere else, maybe some of it here at breweries here, and export it to starting in Florida. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans in Florida.
Right.
We could start there. We could do Box Lab USA or whatever, Box Lab America or whatever we want to call it, and just produce that beer in the States and sell it in the States, just like Kona's doing, I mean, there's easier ways to do that now. It used to be very difficult. I'm sure for them it was very difficult getting that beer anywhere in the States, especially like getting to California
but there was also
the 90s or whenever.
But there was also a lot less competition. So they didn't have social media and exposure, but they also had there wasn't everybody doing it on every corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's thousands. Probably back then there were less than 1,000 breweries. It's still 1,000 breweries.
Right.
Still a lot of people just bottling beer all the time.
Right.
And it's a great story. And I it's not something that I plan to do. But if I could ever have the chance to sell our beer in the States, I would. I love it. I love it if I could. I wouldn't have to have a tap room everywhere in the world or in every city or one in the West Coast or whatever. But at least if there was a moment where that actually would be something that we could explore, we will explore it. We're not going to say no.
That would be awesome,
It's
man. I would cheer you on that whole way. If you got your beer, if you got some accounts in Florida, that would be phenomenal.
that could actually, it's easier for that to happen because Florida, we've been in Puerto Rico, there's now very small distributors of just craft beer, like the really modern craft beers.
Okay.
And a lot of those distributors are working with breweries, like very small breweries from Florida, specifically in Miami. There's a lot of Miami, like newer style, like sour, New England IPA styles and all that are being brought to Puerto Rico now and sold here. So maybe we can do the same thing and just collaborate with them and just go there. Like there's plenty of opportunities for that, especially for Florida. The rest of the states, it's totally, it's a state by state thing. It's totally different and markets are different. But
Cigar
Florida
awesome.
would be natural. What's that?
Somebody posted about Cigar City. I've recently had one of their beers. It's awesome. Sorry to interrupt you.
They're great.
Yeah, they are
around.
great.
No, that's fine. That's fine. They've been around for a long time. They're one of those other success stories. Those guys cash flowed that thing. They built that thing on cash. Back in the days when, that they actually didn't have to take a bunch of loans.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They cash flowed a big fucking brewery, like 100-barrel system or something like that, back in like 2012 or something like a long time ago already. So they've been around, and they do some barrel aged stuff and they do limited stuff, but they know that their flagships are, and their high alai IPA or whatever beers that they make, they're great, and they've been around for a long time. And this again one of those stories that came out of that era of craft beer, where everybody was growing and growing. What's that?
Sorry, I'm just talking in the chat a little bit too. Someone's guy's name is Meat Missile. It's cracking me up. Later, Braj. Have a good night. Later, Joe.
I just saw that. Meat Missile.
But it's crazy. It's just crazier because, like, back to Kona or you getting your beer out in Florida, it's got to be the best feeling of all time because, we sell Heineken and whatever, Pilsner Urquell and Foster's and all that stuff in America now. But it's like, there's Heineken stems from Europe. There was a million other countries around there where it was easy for them to get exposure without like crossing over a big body of water. If you're on a small island, it's tough as shit to get exposure because what's the population of Puerto Rico? 500,000? Probably less.
3.4 million. Yeah.
Oh, it's that big?
There's more Puerto Ricans in Florida than there are here. Yeah, it's 3.4 million. It used to be
3.4 million in Florida or 3.4 in
No, sorry.
In Puerto Rico.
I didn't in Puerto Rico. Yeah, in Florida I'm just saying that it's something that we like to say, that there's more Puerto Ricans in Florida, like central Florida, than there in the island.
Well, how many are on the island? Tom Alvarado, what up, Rush?
It's 3.4 million on the island now.
Damn, that's like LA County. I thought it
used to be a lot more.
Really?
When the hurricanes came in 2017, about 150,000 people left just in the first 6 months after. And it's apparently become, the population has probably dropped by around 1 million people. So yeah, it's a lot of people moving out. A lot of people moved out of here after that, and now the there's a bit of not a housing crisis, but there's a lot of problems going on with people coming in and just buying property and just elevating prices and selling houses in cash and all that for a lot more money than they're worth.
Sounds
and
like
that's the same thing you say about San Diego. Exact same thing.
Yeah,
happening here. People turning shit into Airbnbs and just not being there, just living somewhere in the States and just owning a bunch of properties here. And Airbnb them out, and
Monopolizing.
that's becoming a problem for people, normal people, to get housing because they're not able to afford it. Just like what happened to you, the same thing, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But we're on an island. We're isolated, it's not the same thing. We could go to the States, we're American citizens, but I want to be here. I don't want to move to I don't want to move anywhere. I don't want to move to Europe. I don't want to move to
I would love
States.
to move to Europe. I
South
want to move everywhere every 3 years. You don't want to move? I want. Well, it's different.
No, I love it here.
You've got a kid who goes to school, and you've got a brewery,
got a house.
Yeah, all I need is internet, and as much as it's happening in San Diego, people are coming in and demolishing houses and buying, building 6-unit condos and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that in Knoxville, but I'm going to buy a house soon. Not soon, but when my year lease is up, and it's nothing new. I mean, people get pushed. I remember 2008 when the housing market crashed. Everybody got pushed inland. Yeah. Like if you couldn't afford to live in San Diego, you got pushed into the desert. And I was like, that's just kind of how it works, man. I mean, money talks.
Would you buy the house that you're staying at now?
That's a good question, but probably not. If I do buy when I want to do a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, I don't want to have a guest or buddy coming to town, or my dad or you or anybody, and we share the same bathroom. It's like I would want them to have their own setup, especially if it's a girl, my sister or a cousin or something. It's like, have your own wing of the house. I would love to host. And I do want a garage, and this place doesn't have a garage. And I made so many homebrew for life videos, like top 10 things to buy, top 10 best homebrewing things. I never knew how gnarly not having a garage was until I moved out here.
Huh. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Brew on the porch, do the electric thing inside. I hate electricity. It takes forever. I mean, I'll do it for mash, but I don't want to bring to boil.
You got a patio in the back?
I got a patio
or no?
I got a patio.
You do?
Yeah, I got a patio.
Yeah. I guess that's what most people do now. It's just like barbecue, and they just go in the patio. And I guess brewing would be the same in your neck of the woods,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It'll be cool though. I love it out here. I'm not even like set in yet. I've been here for pretty much a month, give or take a few days. Everybody was like, not everybody, a lot of people. Trevor was like, dude, you're going to love Tennessee. I literally thought, like my buddy Gavin just came out. Watch the video. We get off here in a little bit. But I remember talking to him. He's like, dude, I can't believe how liberal Knoxville is. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, it's not liberal. I hate the word conservative and liberal. It's diverse. It's organically diverse. And I was like doing the math. I was like, okay, well, there was Pat Summitt, who was I think she was a lesbian, but she was a famous college basketball coach in Tennessee.
Oh, I know.
Like 20 or 30 years ago. And she's a hero to a lot of people. And that kind of created this thing where, obviously traditional Tennessee in the South was, the Wild Wild West, And when I came out here, it was like, Jorge, like, I'm not saying this is good or bad or this is how it is or whether you like this or don't like this. Knoxville is the most organically diverse place I've been to in my life. And my neighbor has an American flag and a gay pride flag on the same house. Like, they're just hey, like, that's awesome. It's like, hey, this is America. I love America. This is freedom of speech. I want to put this up. Or I'm going to put, American flag and Black Lives Matter. That wouldn't happen in San Diego. California is way more divided. California,
oh, really?
No. Like, if you rock an American flag in San Diego, people are like, you're a racist. And if you rock, a gay pride thing, it's like, it's everywhere in North Park. But like, I live on the same street.
There's people who have American flags here in their houses here in Puerto Rico. It's like, okay, they're not. I'm not gonna think they're racist. It's like, okay.
When I was in San Diego, the girls I was kind of dating, everybody was pretty gnarly virtual signaler. But out here, it's like there's none of that. And if you come out here, Jorge, anywhere we go, there is the most like black to white, women to male, straight to non thing, and like it's just nobody talks about it, but nobody talks politics. I'm sure it's there if you're looking for it. That's the way it should be. It's organically like just the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And
It's very easy.
It's not what I moved to Knoxville. I knew it was kind of a college town. Knoxville is fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. I go this way. I go right on North Hollywood Boulevard. It's, there's more kind of like the guns and tobacco stores and the Krogers and the Walmarts. I go downtown. It's the nicest restaurants, breweries. You're on the bridge going over the Tennessee River. Badass. And it's
Awesome.
It's 1/3 of the price of San Diego.
And it's a beautiful part of the country too.
It's a beautiful part of the country. It's gonna blow up.
That whole part of North Carolina. My brother lives in North Carolina.
Well, Asheville's already getting expensive.
Around.
Asheville's getting expensive. I don't know why that works.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because
everybody's moving there.
Because why? Because
people are starting fancy restaurants and driving the housing cost up.
Restaurants have always been there. It's got to be the breweries, right? Or like a.
It's just there's more of it.
Snowboarding.
That's the whole thing. It's just out of it. I'm just guessing, but like in Puerto Rico, when that happens, it's because the poor neighborhood gets gentrified by a bunch of really expensive places, and it drives the housing cost up. And that's what happens. It's normal. It's the way of the world. It's not. I don't get offended by it. I don't like that some people are driven out of where they live, and especially in the poor neighborhoods, when there's plenty of real estate for it not to happen. I'm talking about here, and I'm talking about the States. But I guess everybody moves when people start moving. A lot of people start moving. People who have more capital start moving to a poorer place. It drives all the cost of everything up, and then it doesn't stop. That's the problem. It goes up and up and up and up and crashes. Up. It doesn't have a cap, So that sucks.
Beer Causation brought up a point. It says coasts draw masses. I think that's 100% true in the old kind of mentality. I don't think people care anymore. I think people with technology and stuff, and as long as there's internet, I lived in San Diego forever, and I grew up surfing. Last 10 years of my life, I rarely went to the beach, and it was right there. And I just didn't care.
15 minutes from the beach, and then you go.
You never go? Yeah, So
I used to all the time, but it's like whatever, not anymore.
I don't care at all about having an ocean view. I mean, it'd be rad, but I'm not going to sell my soul for it. The same way, I'd rather live on a lake or a pond or something. To me, it's kind of the same vibe. Or staring at a fish tank. You look at it, you know what? It's therapeutic. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there like, oh, that's going on. But I don't know. Somebody in the chat last week said Knoxville is going to double in property value in a year. It's not going to double, but Knoxville, I've talked to people out here, and they're like, I need an aquarium. Yeah, just fill it up with beer, like Cheech and Chong. Pull a beer out in the morning. But they're like, yeah, Knoxville's like the next big city to kind of blow up. And then Savannah, Georgia after that. People...
I've heard of Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, as long as...
People talk in that context.
I mean, Savannah, Georgia, you could buy a killer house out there still for $200,000. You could buy a house and your mortgage is $900 a month. So, I don't know. I mean, people live their lives. This whole thing. Is that Meso things? Is Meso in the house? Is that Meso? Or is there two Mesos?
I didn't see if it was.
We got Meso in the house. Cheers all. Congrats on the move. Cheers, Meso.
Yeah, Meso. I'm on his YouTube. I subscribe to his channel. It's pretty fun.
Meso's got a channel? Yeah, he's got a channel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he's got a channel.
Yeah, he does.
He hasn't put out content in a long time, though. Yeah, he's always rocking the Homebrew for Life Zelda t-shirt, man. Much love. Meso is back in action, dude. Come on down, Meso.
Come on down.
Come on, knock on our door.
Yeah.
I don't know. More power. Live where you can afford and try to own your house. Try to own your house.
If you can, yes. A lot of people don't care about that these days, but
in San Diego, it's not even worth talking about. Yeah, I have friends with six-figure jobs, and their wives have six-figure jobs too. And it's one of those things where do you you got to get a nanny now, and you're kind of just breaking even with child support, and and they still live in San Diego, and they're just gonna rent forever. And I was just like, guys, you got to leave California. This is night and day, on and off. This is such an easy fix. But I don't know. It's just different.
If you're looking to go to like a really cheap place that it's really beautiful, also the Dominican Republic is just like the people. A lot of Canadians.
I'm coming down, Jorge. I'm coming down. I'm going to come down there, and we're going to open up a brewery. We can do it all for $300,000, right? Distribute and sell
in Dominican, probably
Texas and Florida and Georgia and New Orleans and Louisiana and Alabama.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's lovely. Dominican is beautiful, and the whole Caribbean is just beautiful. It's just very, very, very nice. And
I'm due for a trip.
The weather helps.
I'm due for a trip. I got 52 videos. I haven't given up on the Homebrew for Life streak is current. I think there's 4 videos, 52 videos. And if I do that, hopefully the channel grows to the point where instead of going to Chattanooga and Johnson City and stuff, no disrespect, but those are affordable trips. We're going to Beer Fest. We're going to Puerto Rico, the Caribbean. We're going to Czech. We're going to Europe and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Hey,
you could go to eventually. You could go to up the Northeast. Like all that New England area. It's very interesting.
It's right in the house. I want to go up there. I want to hang out with Noam. I want to hang out with Steve, who was just on, man.
Steve
cut us off.
Yeah.
He told me he just texted me he doesn't want to be friends with us anymore. No, I'm kidding. He was tired when he came on here, and that was cool. We were able to get him for an hour, and I know that he's a busy guy, so for him to go out of town this weekend, he's probably got to take care of a lot of shit before we rock and roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Pacific Northwest, like Seattle, and like Geno's and all that? You haven't been to Geno's, I know, because you
never been to Spokane.
This.
No, I've been to Seattle.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. Seattle's the shit. Seattle's super expensive. I mean, it shouldn't be,
sure it is.
But what drives, the price is the population. There's a ton of people there, but Seattle's awesome. I love Pike Street, seafood. Pike
I'm
Street.
always very curious about that part of the country, especially the Idaho and Montana and all of that. I'm always very curious about.
It's awesome.
I've never been.
If you can get into Idaho now, do it. If you can get in somewhere around close to Boise, do it. A lot of people.
What have you been getting?
Buy property. A lot of people live in California.
I see.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Trim the beard, funky brewer. If you can, a big power move. Not the smarter. What I have friends that are doing right now. They bought houses in California when it was affordable, $400,000 to $500,000.
Affordable.
Like Cuz just came on. He bought a house in Lake San Marcos where I grew up for some like $450,000, $500,000. San Diego got insanely weird over these last 3 years. Everything almost doubled. Like nobody knew it was going to go that fast. So he sold his house for like $800,000. Now he sold his house for $800,000. He moved out here to Murfreesboro, Christiana, Tennessee, and bought like a brand new house twice the size for $300,000. So he's got this house that's paid off. We still got to pay off on his own loan, and he's going to raise his family here with like a serious, significant amount of. They'll probably never be poor, And in San Diego, his wife was working. Now she's a stay-at-home mom. And I've been to his house. It's beautiful. And it's not that much different than San Diego. I'm sure, there's a couple bad nights when the wind will blow some shit over. But it's not like Fargo. You're freezing cold all the time, shaking ice off your windshield every morning. It's nothing like that out here.
Do you have to have a car in Knoxville?
No.
Or can you
Not at all.
just take public transportation and just...
Yes, you can, and the public transportation is actually free.
Because I know California is more like you need a car, right? Mostly. I've been to LA.
No doubt about it. Yeah, unless you live downtown in a very condensed spot.
You live and work downtown. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So San Diego, definitely you need a car, for sure.
Well, any downtown, you can kind of get away with it depending on where you were. I mean, if I worked from home and lived in downtown... you have the coaster, which could get me to North County. The cool.
Is
Do you
that
guys?
a
Do you
rail
guys
or a bus?
it's a train, but it only goes so
Train.
far. It only goes from downtown to Oceanside, and then from there it goes to Amtrak. It's called the coaster.
Okay.
But what this town has, as well as San Diego and every big city in LA, do you guys have the little scooters? Not scooters, but it's like little mopeds you can drive, and you put your credit card in. Those are everywhere in every city now.
We do.
Yeah, so you put $20
Not,
on that.
not in every town, but in the bigger towns, you do. You have them.
Yeah, whoever started that's making a fortune. I don't know why that got laid to the table, but yeah, I don't know.
It's a good business. Just like a car wash. If you want to start a business, start a car wash.
Start a car
Or like,
wash or start a laundromat or a liquor store.
Or a laundry. Yeah,
Or a
laundromat.
yeah. But hey,
Just all
Jorge,
cash.
I'm going to get out of here. I got to go to bed. I've
man.
stayed up all night, man. But I want to thank you for being here.
Got it, bro.
This is always a pleasure.
Oh, it's great to be here.
We're
It's great to be here. I
We're
love
finally
it.
on the same time zone. And I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. And we'll get you on soon, Jorge. And I'll have more energy next time.
It's great to talk to you, and thanks for having me on again. And I will go check out that video you just put out today. Everybody
Check it out, man. I appreciate
the video.
it. Thanks,
Like
Jorge.
this video right now.
You are my friend. I'm going to come down to Puerto Rico soon, and we'll rock out. Yeah, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday or Wednesday, probably next Tuesday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Night,
Thanks
guys.
again, Jorge.